Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be spilling the tea of what it's like growing up in a small town. So give you a brief overview. I am from Saskatchewan, Canada, and I am from a very small town that nobody has heard of, and that's why I never say where I'm from when I'm talking in the videos, because you're not gonna know where it is anyway, and it is very small. So that being said, small prairie town. Let's spill the tea and let's just go right into this video. That intro is very awkward and I apologize for it, but I have my notes here that I'm going to be referencing. I thought long and hard about this because there's so much I could spill the tea on. But first point I have written down is to clarify. So the town I grew up in is not the town my family resides in anymore. We live a half hour outside of the town I grew up in now. So the town I grew up in and went to school in has 6,000 people roughly. The town my family currently lives in has about 700 people. So there's a big difference there, and that's a big difference to the town or the city that I went to university in that has over 250,000 people. So big difference, very small town, just to give you the picture of how small it truly is. Next point is you can't go out in public without seeing someone you know. This is so true because I remember I finished a swim course. For those of you who don't know, I'm a lifeguard. I have to keep up with my swim courses. So I finished a swim course and I'm looking like a wet rat, go into the grocery store to grab one thing for my mom on my way home, and I see people I know. Like, I'm looking like a wet rat and these people want to sit and talk for 10 minutes. So I literally had to talk to them for 20 minutes when it should have took me 2 seconds to grab the one thing and leave. Like, you always run into somebody you know, no matter where you are going in that town. Next point, even if you don't know the person, the odds are you know their kids or they know your parents or grandparents. So I look identical to my dad. Like, if my dad was a girl, he would look like me. If I was a guy, I would look like him. I look identical to my dad. I can't even guess how many times that I've gotten, "Oh, you must be a Rogers," because I look identical to my dad. They can just identify me with the Rogers. And like, the Rogers kind of all look like I look a lot like my grandma, and my dad looks a lot like his dad, and I look like a lot like my dad. Like, we all look alike in the Rogers side of the family. So I got that so many times. So odds are, if you don't know them, they still know who you are. You will meet people who know more about your family than you do. And I don't even know how to elaborate on that because that just blows my mind. Like, I'll be working at the pool and like a little old lady will come up to me and start talking about me and tell me about my family, and I'll go home and ask my mom if any of that's true, and she says yes. Like, there's people that know more about my family than I do, and that's just crazy. So where my parents currently live is in the town of 700 people, and it is, we call it the twitch. Like, you're driving and all of a sudden you pass a car and you just go like, hey. You know what I mean? Like, you always wave to the people that you pass on the street when you're driving, because odds are you know them or they know you. Like, 700 people is not that much. Like, a few years ago, that town was clarified as a village. I am living in a village. That being said, like, in the smaller town that we currently live in, we wave at people. In the town I grew up in, we always smile and say hi, and it's kind of just nice because, like, even if you don't know them, it's a decent human thing to do is just say, hey, how are you? And keep walking on your day. You don't have to stop and chat with them for 50 hours, but like, just, it's common, like, human decency. Just be like, hey, how are you? And like, when I lived in the city, I think that maybe happened once or twice, and that's it. Like, that is it. Like, living in a small town, people are just so friendly because everybody knows you probably know them somehow. We grew up partying in gravel pits and bushes, which I honestly miss. I would take a pit party over the bars in my province any day. So the next point I have in my phone is, in high school, you either drink a lot, play a lot of sports or you don't have a life. That is so true. So true. Because there's nothing to do here. Another thing that I actually found surprising, city people found surprising, was we all drive. 95% of people 16 and older drive because we have no other way of transportation. Like, there's no other, we don't have buses, we don't have the train, we don't have the subway. Like, we have cars and that's it. That's all we can use to get to places. Going off of that, to hang out, once you turn 16, you just drive around the town. Literally, that's all you do. It's because there's nowhere to hang out. There's nothing to do other than, like, if you're gonna watch a movie or something. But to hang out outside of everybody's houses, you just drive around. Which I did in this city too. Now that I think of it, me and my friend did just do that in the city just because that's what we're used to. We only did that once though in the city, but growing up in high school, that's all we did to hang out pretty much. We also know what cops are prowling the town because we have one cop shop and we know all the vehicles of our cop shop. So we can drive by the police station once every few hours and know what cop car to look out for, which is quite handy if you ask me. Okay, and again, I'm gonna read this straight from my phone because I think I wrote it pretty good. The highways in between our small towns, we have a handful of small towns. So like, here's a small town, drive a half hour this way, another small town, drive a half hour this way, another small town, so on and so forth. Literally, they are not patrolled. Like, literally once in a blue moon, you'll you'll meet a cop on the highway once in a blue moon, probably once a month. Like, it's not a common thing for them to patrol the highways, and I full-heartedly believe that is why our province has such high drinking and driving rates, which is terrible. It is terrible because they're not patrolled, so you can drive irresponsibly. So people are drinking and driving high, speeding, which I'm guilty of. I speed a lot, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no one out there to stop you, so people just do it. So our high school was from grade 7 to grade 12. So our school only had roughly 600 people every year, but our school goes from 12-year-olds to 18-year-olds, which truly was never a problem. And I, honest to God, didn't know that was odd. Like, I didn't know our school was different until I started talking to some of my friends from the city who said, yeah, they have a middle school that's grade 7 to 9, and then they go to high school for 10 to 12. I thought we were normal, but I guess we're not. Like, I literally gone to 2 schools my whole life. Well, if you count preschool, 3 schools. So preschool, elementary school, and then high school. That's it. That's all. So the last point I'm going to make about living in a small town is everybody knows your business. And once one person knows your business, the entire town will find out within hours. You think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. They will find out within hours what you did, how much trouble you're in, who you're dating, your parents broke up. Like, everybody will find out within hours, and that's not an exaggeration. But with that was kind of really the only negative thing I had to say about the town, and the drinking and driving. With that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I can definitely probably make a part 2 to this because there is so much that I think city people don't know about small towns. So if you want a part 2, let me know in the comments down below. But I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.